Hello, here we are. Movement and Mindset Challenge still going strong. A quick thought today. I'm just back from a run and I've lost my AirPods, and so I'm running in silence, which is quite lovely, and it also gets your brain going and lets you do lots of thinking. The downside of that is I have these ideas when I'm running, and then when I get home, I think, oh, I need to record this for a video because that fits perfectly with the Movement and Mindset Challenge. Not that that's a downside. The downside is this is very unscripted, but I wanted to share this story with you because I think it fits perfectly with the Movement and Mindset Challenge, wherever you are in the challenge. I heard on the Mel Robbins podcast, and I don't remember if it was a year ago or a couple years ago. I'll try and find the podcast and link it down below. But I remember listening to her, and she was talking about sharing the experience of one of the things, I think it was that her and her husband do. It may have been her and her kids. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But one of the things that she was doing to, I don't know, just to be a little more energetic, add a little interest to regular days and weeks, was they started to have this little motto for themselves. We need to do something we've never done or go somewhere we've never been. And that just struck me. And so my husband and I have been trying to incorporate that into our regular lives for, it seems like over a year ago, but I don't know. Timelines get a little vague as you get older. It feels like over a year. I'm encouraging you to give it a try. It is a great way to stretch your thinking. It's a great way to let you feel a little vulnerable, but also safe. And it's a great way to, I don't know, check in with some of your limiting beliefs. Well, we don't go to a coffee shop and have coffee. That's not the type of people we are. Maybe that's been your mindset all along. And I use that example because that's the first thing we did. We were walking downtown in our beautiful little hometown. And I said, well, let's go in and have a coffee and tea or whatever and just sit in the coffee shop. Yeah, well, he was not on board. Like, the first question was, why? Like, well, we can go and have coffee and tea at home. And anyway, so I was trying to explain the whole Mel Robbins podcast and how it was such a great idea. Anyway, long story short, by the time we got there, I was so darn mad at him. We just sat at the table and I was like, given the evil eye because it was just all the fun was gone out of it. I was mad at him. Really, probably should have been mad at myself. I maybe should have introduced the whole idea a little bit better, but it doesn't matter. Then a few weeks later, we tried it again after we've chatted about this. I mean, it's such a small thing. We've been married for almost 30 years, so we know each other pretty well. So we tried it again after a few weeks. And it was great. We had this table that we were by the windows. We were watching people go by. People were waving to us. I'm sure people were thinking, what are they doing sitting in there? Because it's not something we normally do. And so all that to say, give it a try. It stretches your thinking. It stretches your experiences. And you can find joy hidden in the funniest places. We've gotten better at this now because we're both on board with it and both understand the importance of trying to do that. You can just easily fall into the trap of day after day after day doing the same thing. And so I must say, we are better at it now. And this past Valentine's Day, we were in the city, our local city, Halifax, and we decided to go skating on the Oval. It may not sound like a big thing. It's just a big public outdoor skating rink, like a racing track. I think it's probably about 400 meters. And you can borrow skates there. And yeah, it's open to the public. I have not skated in a very, very long time. My husband skates regularly, so it wasn't a big deal for him. I was nervous. I was excited. I was very nervous about falling. All that said, it was a fabulous experience. It took me out of my comfort zone. Some parts I liked about that. Other parts I was very anxious about. But that's the idea. Stretch yourself. That counts as mindset work. And if you can add some movement into it, even better. Give it a try. I'm Angela, and this is Lead Your Living, and we are almost at the end of our Movement and Mindset Challenge. I'm so glad you're still here. And if you want to watch the full Mel Robbins episode, I have linked it below.